It was just another ordinary Tuesday evening when my phone buzzed softly on my desk. I glanced at it, expecting a text from a friend or maybe a reminder for tomorrow's meeting. But it wasn't a casual message, it was from my boss, Mr. Harrison. His message was simple yet unexpected. "Can you stay late tonight? Need your help with something important." My heart skipped a beat. Usually, he was the kind of boss who respected work-life balance. Staying late wasn't the norm. I hesitated for a moment, thinking of the dinner I had planned with my sister and how tired I already was after a long day of meetings and deadlines. But I quickly replied, "Sure, no problem." I didn't want to let him down. As the office emptied out, the quiet hum of the air conditioning and the soft tapping of my keyboard were the only sounds around me. Soon, Mr. Harrison appeared, looking more serious than usual. He asked me to join him in the conference room. The door shut behind me, and suddenly, the air felt heavy, charged with a tension I hadn't anticipated. He explained that the company was on the verge of losing a major client due to a mistake in the project we had been working on for months. They needed to create an entirely new presentation by morning to save the deal. The pressure was immense, and all eyes were on me to pull this off. As we worked through the night, I realized this wasn't just about the presentation. Mr. Harrison shared parts of his life I had never known, the sacrifices he'd made, the sleepless nights spent worrying about the company's future, and his fear of letting down the team. For the first time, I saw him not just as my boss, but as a man carrying heavy burdens. There was a vulnerability in his voice that touched me deeply. We stayed past midnight, fueled by coffee and determination, working side by side in the dim glow of the office lights. Just when I thought the night couldn't get any more surprising, he confided in me that this project was personal. His father's legacy was tied to the client, and losing the deal would be devastating not just financially, but emotionally. The weight of his words settled on me, and I felt a fierce determination to help him succeed. It wasn't just about a job anymore. It was about trust, loyalty, and something more human beneath the corporate facade. When dawn finally broke, we put the finishing touches on the presentation. Exhausted but hopeful, we left the office together. As I stepped outside, the morning air felt different, like the start of something new. Mr. Harrison thanked me sincerely, a warmth in his eyes I hadn't seen before. That night changed everything between us. I never expected to see my boss in such a light, or to discover the strength and compassion hidden beneath his professional exterior. But the surprises weren't over. Over the next few weeks, as the project succeeded and the client renewed their contract, our working relationship transformed into a genuine friendship. I learned to appreciate the human side of leadership, and he learned to trust someone with more than just work. That unexpected late night turned into a turning point in my life, one I never saw coming but will never forget. That night stayed with me long after the city lights dimmed and the office closed for good. As I walked home through the quiet streets, the cool breeze brushing my face, I couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Harrison, the man I'd only known as my boss until now, but who had suddenly become someone more real, more vulnerable. It was strange to feel this connection to someone you only interact with professionally. The late-night conversation peeled away the layers of authority and power, revealing a man weighed down by his own fears and hopes. I remembered how his hands trembled slightly when he showed me the old family photo he kept on his desk, a picture of his father with the client they were trying to save. It was a reminder that behind the suits and boardroom meetings were deeply personal stories, histories that shaped their decisions. One particular evening, after a long day finalizing an important project, he asked me if I wanted to take a walk. The city was quiet, the streets glowing softly under the street lamps. We wandered through the park near the office, talking about everything and nothing. The vulnerability I saw in him was magnetic, and I realized I was falling for the man who had once been just my boss. He stopped walking and looked at me, his eyes searching mine. "I never expected to find this connection with someone I work with," he said softly. "You've become so important to me." My heart pounded, and for a moment, the world seemed to stand still. I admitted that I felt the same, but also shared my fears, the complications of a workplace romance, the judgment of others, the risk to what we had built professionally. He nodded, understanding, but gently took my hand in his. "We'll figure out together," he promised. From that night on, we became a secret, sharing stolen moments, quiet conversations, and the thrill of something new. It wasn't always easy. There were days when work stress threatened to overwhelm us, or when I questioned whether we were making a mistake. But every time I looked into his eyes, I found reassurance and hope. He wasn't just my boss anymore. He was someone who saw me, truly saw me, beyond the office walls.